Welcome everybody. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at another WorkSharp product, and that is the WorkSharp Field Sharpener, Guided Field Sharpener, excuse me. And I've been using it a little bit, as you can tell from the iron ore on the ceramic rod there, that I've been using it a bit, and I like it. This thing is pretty nifty. The yellow here is like slightly rubberized, so it kind of sticks to a smoother surface a little better. And let's just get into it. So, what do we got here? We've got a diamond grit here. It's coarse, diamond grit that's fine. A ceramic rod with 3 different adjustments. We have like a coarse grit of sorts here for just really knocking down the burrs. We have 2 different types of grooves here for fish hooks, needles, and whatnot. And then we have the fine grit of sorts. So, you can just really just get a fine hone on that. This is for the small serrations on a serrated blade. That's for like the bigger scoops in the serrated blade. Works together pretty well. And then we have a leather strop that comes pre-compounded with green compound. And these plates are removable with little informational bits on here. I'll pause. You can pause the video if this is clear enough to read. There you go. You can use this one side here as a bit of a storage container. You can use these to take off arrowheads. Really cool little idea there. And these metal plates, as you can see, are held in by magnets. And they're held in very strongly. These aren't flying off on you anytime soon. And how do you use this? Well, they call it a guided field sharpener because it has these built-in angles to help you work your stuff. So let's take a Lander one that I got from nafsco.com's first online sidehawk sale. One of the little blemished blades here. Don't know what was wrong with this thing. I slapped some lunar scales on it. And we'll sharpen this up because I have used it a bit. The edge is getting down a little bit. And normally, if you keep your edge maintained most of the time, all you need to do is a couple passes on a ceramic rod, strop, or skip the ceramic and just go straight to strop, and you've got your edge pretty much back to normal. But we're going to go through the normal sharpening process here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the coarse grit. I'm going to hold it this way because you get the thumb pad and stuff when I go to pick it up. But what we're going to do is we're going to set the edge of the knife flush on the ramp, like so. And then we will drag the knife over the diamond. Three passes for visual representation here. Be sure what you do to one side, do to the other side, so that way you have a nice balanced edge and you don't end up having one side sharpened too much and one side not sharpened enough. Three passes. We'll flip it over to the fine grit side. Three passes on each side. We have now created a bit of a burr. Nice. Not much of a burr, but enough of a burr that I can tell there's something there. And you don't have to use the guided angles. This is like a good angle to start with for most knives. If you have a lower angle, you can just like freehand it on this big block here. That's fine. You don't have to use the angles. But for the video's sake here, we're using the angles. Now we've got our roughened up edge that has been roughly laid out, slightly refined, we now take it to the ceramic rod, and I recommend using the fine grit, F grit. Again, set your knife up against the ramp, drag it along. Now we've honed the edge. Now, something to note here is that this is a 20-degree angle for the big part and a 22-degree angle for the ceramic honing. And what that does is the main sharpening gives you a big edge to work with. That honing helps refine that edge just a little bit at the tip. You know, you've got your big groove here, then it just kind of like that on the metal, and it makes it refined, stronger, sharper. It's a good way to help with that. Now we flip it over to the strop, press it up against the ramp, and drag. Like so. Now, I did about 3 passes for each stage. If your knife is really, really dull, you're probably going to have to do about 10 to 15 passes on the coarse, 10 passes on the diamond, 5 to 10 passes on the ceramic. It'll take a little bit of time. It's not a one pass and sharpened scenario. But now that we have ran that along, we'll take receipt paper here. And you can see that's super sharp now. Is it hair popping sharp? Maybe. Yep. Don't know how well that shows up on camera, but there are arm hairs on the blade now. So that is the WORKSHARP guided field sharpener. This does run kind of pricey for some people, depending on how your pocketbook is, at around $35. You can get these at Lowe's hardware stores usually. I think Walmart's starting to sell these in store now, because that's where I got this one. But you can go to WORKSHARP's website, buy these. You can, I'm sure there's a whole bunch of other places where you can buy these. But go check out WORKSHARP's website first, see what they got, because they also have like a small version. It's just a fine grit, or maybe a coarse grit diamond and a flat ceramic rod, which is like super cool, that folds up. That's their newest product. It looks super awesome. So I recommend this thing. I think this is going to be one of my top sharpening systems that I have. WORKSHARP was also kind enough a while back to send me their precision adjust with 3 rods, 3 little different sharpening rod systems in there. That was super cool. That video's been up for a while. Go check it out if you can find it. I am not Englishing well today. NAFSCO, I recommend their Lander knife. That is a very, very good knife for about $40, give or take, depending on which model you get. Some are more expensive, some are cheaper, but fantastic knife, because I have 2 of these. This is my main Lander one. This is my secondary that I'll have packed away. I've used both of them on a lot of cardboard boxes, so I've really worn those edges down. And so having the the guided field sharpener is going to be super handy, just to be able to give it a quick touch up without a lot of hassle. You know, just being able to go over it, and you know, after you use your edge a little bit, just a few passes on the strop usually puts you back. If it's a little worse, you know, run it through the ceramic hone a little bit and then the strop. If it's really, really bad, you spend a week out in the woods camping, then you might want to run back through and really give it a full makeover on that edge. But yeah, great knives, but star of the show is the WorkSharp Guided Field Sharpener. This thing is awesome. I love it. I recommend if you've been considering getting one, I recommend you try it out. I don't see how you can go wrong with this. There's just a bunch of little things about it that just work really well for how they made it. And I'm loving this. I see why people on the internet are just absolutely digging this thing and how it is. It's just everything you need for a sharpening pack all in one. And let's say you got an axe that you're trying to sharpen, you can pop that off and run over the edge if you have to. Like that's no trouble at all. The magnets are strong. Got a fun little storage space underneath. You got your arrowhead wrench. It's just everything you need in one package. So, thank you for listening to me ramble on about this device. Hope you found it useful and informational. Hope it helps you keep your EDC sharp. And until the next time, farewell, carry well, and a bye-bye.